Hey guys, I hope you're all doing well. I know it's been by the way, sorry it's so dark here. It's a, maybe it's a metaphor or something. Go ahead and drop a hello in the chat. Let me know how you're doing. And SBTV, if you're listening, let me know if you can see and hear me okay. It's been a rough couple of days. And, I wanted to do something like this for a while, especially as we expand this channel. And as a digital researcher, hey, Heather, hey, unapologetically me. As a digital researcher, I know some people are interested in doing this kind of thing, and a lot of you guys do it already. Um, Obviously, what happened the last couple days, I thought that maybe teaching a little OSINT, which stands for Open Source Intelligence, might be informative. Hey, Heather, yeah, thanks. It's good to be live. I am an investigative journalist, but I also have worked in the nonprofit sector. And the reason I wanted to do this was uh, I worked on a team last year that investigated political violence. And unfortunately, that's we're living in a world where that's, as we've all known, where that happens. And so I thought it might be informative to maybe talk a little bit about what I do and what I did. Um, so I put a couple links in the chat, and this is for people who are interested in research or just, in general, just interested in this topic. If you go way up to the top, there's a web archive link, and then there's archive.is. So when something big happens in the news or something tragic, and you as a researcher decide to gather information, so the first thing you need to do is preserve the evidence, like right away. Um, these platforms take things down like immediately, and you can apply this in any form you choose. But those two links, hey Laura, how you doing? Good to see you, Laura FM. Um, the two links I put in the top are like the main ways that we preserve evidence. Um, when you put a link onto these platforms, it's preserved basically forever. Now, the first one, which is called the Wayback Machine, there's some sites that block it, like Twitter, or X as it's called now, that has issues. I think Facebook does, but almost anything else you can save. Hey Lauren, you can save digital evidence. Archive.is as well is another site, and so basically, you as the investigator, when you see that, you put in the link and it's saved forever. If you can't do that, screenshots are, hey Princess Honey Badger, screenshots are okay too. But those stand up in court, the two sites I put in. So that's like the big time. Yeah, what happened is such a tragedy. You know, uh, yeah, it's like been a tough couple of days. I want to teach some OSINT, but I guess I would also open up the floor, of course, you know, politely, and it is a live stream, so but it's been a tough couple of days for the country. So I would open the floor if people have well thought out thoughts about the direction we're going. I'd be happy to hear those thoughts. Um, we can talk OSINT too. OSINT as well, which again stands for Open Source Intelligence. Um, my job as a researcher was to investigate, honestly, incidents like what happened last week. Though that's of course a unique, that hasn't happened in 40 years. So the process basically would be to, and by the way, at that job, it was very stressful, and I had a couple, I guess you would describe them as nervous breakdowns, investigating mass shooters and people who target public officials. Eventually, kind of weighs on you after a while. But basically, when one of these things happened, we would gather the evidence as quickly as possible, using the sites we mentioned, and then we would write a report. The goal is to find out, why are these things happening? And that's like the key, and that's what everybody's doing right now. That's what the FBI is doing. What motivated these people? And there's not always, unfortunately, there's not always an answer. One thing that federal law enforcement is often very interested in is someone affiliated with the group. That came up over and over again in my career working on these things. Is so and so in a group? A lot of times the answer is no. With this individual, honestly, I haven't. Hey, other investigative journalism, yeah. I've been working a lot, so my understanding is this individual did not have much of a profile, and that happens too. Now, obviously, police have access to information that we don't, so they can go through the phone and interview people and stuff. But yeah, it's very bad for our democratic system, and my heart goes out to the family of the man who was killed, who I guess my understanding is was a volunteer firefighter protecting his family, and a couple other people were injured. If people have questions about online investigations, I'm happy to answer them. It's a valuable skill to have, whether you're going to, I don't know, investigate something big or whether everybody should have some kind of internet literacy, for lack of a better phrase. I think the work that we did where I worked previously was good. I think we made a difference. Well, I know we did. As much as I enjoy being back in reporting now, it was it's an interesting experience being a sort of a research analyst or an OSINT analyst. But yeah, I'm happy to answer any questions if people are interested in reporting or, like I said, digital investigations. In the limited time I had last week, it was it's only been a couple of days. It's crazy. It was also interesting and unfortunate to see how these conspiracies start going around. Unfortunately, X, which is now owned by Elon Musk, is now a huge purveyor of those conspiracies, which is what happens when there's no content moderation. And I guess it's not something I have to probably tell anyone here, but it's like never share information that's unverified. Never. You can go viral. It doesn't. You might not. You don't have to have a big following. You can just post the wrong thing, and that's it. And things can go out of control pretty quickly. Yeah, you guys are pretty quiet, but I can't really say I blame you. It's 9:45 on a 9:55 West Coast time. So I'm guessing most people are in bed. Yeah, digital investigations, investigating political violence. It is rewarding, as is reporting. It also is taxing mentally. Like I said, I investigated one guy who was a would-be. He was planning something very bad, and he was caught beforehand. And as we went through his sort of his life and his social media, my brain ended up actually shutting down, to protect me. And that was not a good experience. I learned limits after that. So took a couple weeks off. There's some very strange people out there. Hey Laura, yeah, it's good to learn about this. Yeah. So open source intelligence, or OSINT, as some people refer to it, is like one of the newest kinds of journalism. It's so new that basically it was really pioneered by a group called Bellingcat, which you can look up online, and they do incredible work. And there's a really good book about them called We Are Bellingcat, which was written by Elliot Higgins, who's their founder. And it's open source intelligence. So OSINT is using the key with OSINT is using publicly available information that's available to anybody to solve crimes, to solve war crimes. Um, and the key with OSINT too is that it's not about gatekeeping. So we as OSINT investigators, we share information, except in very limited ways where you might keep something a little closer. We share the method, right? As they remember when they used to tell you in school, show your work, as annoying as that was. That's basically what OSINT is. Um, and Bellingcat has done. I've got a couple friends over there. I'm proud to say, and yeah, it's a great thing to learn about, Laura. Um, I've got some friends over there, and they do some incredible work. And it's a field. It's only, I don't know. The field is so new that's what's great about it is like many OSINT researchers are self taught. Um, I've told people this before, but what binds the great OSINT researchers together, the first thing is ethics. Even if you're just learning, it's ethics uh, that often is like the clue of how good someone is going to be at this kind of job. Uh, you know, trust but verify, not posting things when you're not sure, that kind of thing. Being generous with sharing information with your colleagues, all that stuff. Um, so, uh, yeah, but the key is that it's truly amazing what can be done with OSINT. You can track flights. You can track. There's satellite websites where you can track all kinds of things. You can verify what's called geolocation. So, which is why you have to remember when you post photos about yourself. Some of us have seen even amateur. Some people can figure out what a location is, and a true ocean researcher, it's crazy. Um, can figure out, based on a plant in the background, like where this picture was taken, a mountains in the background. Um, Ocean researchers have specialties too. Like some will specialize in, I don't know, knowing a certain kind of a weapon used by a foreign government, that kind of thing. Um, and so I don't know how I went off on that exactly, but that's really part of what it is. My specialty in that kind of work has always been really uh, some of the digital work, like on social media, and just kind of one guy who I'm not going to name, but he's currently sitting in prison, who's going to do something very bad. I guess it's just an instinct, is what I'm trying to say. Like that's the thing. Like, unfortunately, the sad fact now in this country is that there's so many people who are threatening, saying bad things online, that the key with like with federal law enforcement is specifics. That's always what came up when I worked on this political violence team I was telling you guys about. Like a lot of people post stuff, but the next level is, are they being specific? What are they saying? That's the key. And so with this one person who was indicted later and is now fortunately not, at least right now, not a threat to society. The key was what he was posting and his photos, and like that's the difference. And so I guess that was my skill, is just kind of being able to see that, as opposed to somebody else. There's just a little bit of a difference. Um, Otherwise, yeah, I'm happy to take any questions about that, or about reporting, or if you have any thoughts on what happened, we can, or if there's anything you want to see on this channel. Otherwise, we can keep this short and sweet. But yeah, I couldn't watch any more news coverage. Just not. Yeah, SBTV. Yeah, we're just talking OSINT. If you have any questions, SBTV, feel free to throw them in. Um, I spent a couple days on the guy, unapologetically me. The question was how much time do you spend on the guy in jail? Spent, actually, you know what? I think that might have been, yeah, like a couple days. And then the rest was a long process. The government moves slowly. So let's just say it took a long time, but hey, Hillary, uh, excuse me. Um, so, yeah, so it took a long time. The What's that phrase? The wheels of justice turn slowly. Um, yeah. So yeah, actually, other than that, I don't think I really have too much else to say on it. We'll plan a lot more of these, but just wanted to, I guess, give a little insight into what we do, and always open to any feedback or questions. Um, Otherwise, I'm going to try to do a lot more of these. That's what I've been talking about with SPTV and just trying to build this channel up. Uh, so so I wish you guys that. Um, where have I been? I've been right here. Uh, I've been around. I've been around. But yeah, I'm gonna actually cut this one. I'm gonna keep this one short. It's always really good talking to you guys. Just stay safe out there, and we're gonna be hopefully doing one video a day. So I hope there's something informative in here, and otherwise, be well, and we're gonna talk very soon. Take care.